Come, let us adore him in the morning time. Good morning to your Grenada, Carrick, Petey Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, and to you wherever you are. It's a glorious, a wonderful, a really a great Friday morning for today, the 17th day of the month of December. And we're happy that you're here with you, chosen to have started your day with classic in the morning time. Whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever your plans are, we say thank you for making the right selection in the morning time. I'm Joseph Cadore, and I'm here to start your day to continue upon a journey. For today, the 17th day, as we continue to count down towards the holiday season, we're grateful that we're still in the land of the living. We are here, we're alive. We remind those counted to continue the journey and fulfill the divine purpose. You're up, you're and about, maybe a little bit of aches and pain, possibly. But the fact that you're still here means we are part of the chosen remnants to continue with the purpose, the journey, fulfill the vision. Wherever you are, those of you here at home, across the region, in other parts of the diaspora, I say good morning to you. A heartfelt, spiritful morning to you. Good morning, Mr. Ian St. Bernard. I hope you're having yourself a blessed morning, my dear sir. Notwithstanding your situations or your circumstances, but at least we're grateful that let's all be happy because we are alive and well. Let's see if we can kickstart our day. Every day we commit ourselves to be better individuals. And the word for today, the 17th, talisman. And talisman is a noun. And it is spelled Talisman. And it is defined as an object held to act as a charm to avoid evil and to bring good fortune. Something producing apparently magical or miraculous effects. It's Christmas. Let's all be. Now, did you know that the English may have borrowed talisman from the French, Spanish, or Italian? Or all three includes similar words for lucky charms derived from the Arabic word talisman. And talisman traced back to ancient Greek, which means to initiate. For centuries through history, jewels have been worn as ornamentation, as status symbols, or a talisman said to bring good luck or fortune. The word of the day. A talisman. A Talisman. We sing a cheerful song in the morning time. Let's all be happy. It is Christmas, Grenada. And we continue the thought of the day today, and we're going to share it with you. And allow me to say to you that success is not an accident. It isn't. It is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice. Most of all, a love of what you are doing or learning to do. That's what true success is all about. You get to work, you keep working, you don't stop. Success. Success is no accident. It's a hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice. Most of all, a love of what you are doing or learning to do. What's the sacrifice you're making today? You know, in the world of businesses, the term we refer to as the opportunity cost, that which must be given up in order to obtain the next best alternative. The question today, what is the opportunity cost today? What are you going, what do you plan to give up, to surrender, so as to obtain the next best alternative in your life? It's a question that each and every one of us we'd have to answer at some point in time in our lives. What is that choice that we're going to make today? You have to decide and remind yourself that education is the ability to listen to almost anything without losing your temper or your self-confidence. That's what education really is about, you know. It should elevate you above the status quo. Your ability to listen, to hear, to absorb, to internalize, to process things, and not lose who you are. Because each and every one of us in this life, we have a right to our opinions and our positions. 19 minutes on to the hour. Let's all be happy.
It's Christmas. Let's all be merry.
I offer you a health tip today, and it's basic and simple. Minimize your sugar intake. Added sugar is one of the worst ingredients in the modern diet, as large amounts can harm your metabolic health. It can provide high sugar intake is linked to numerous ailments, including obesity, diabetes, heart disease, and etc. Cut it out, leave it out as much as possible. Go for the more natural stuff.
Music seems to fill the air.
And try as best to consume as much water, at least 8 glasses per day, as best as you can. Your health tip for today, the 17th today of December.
Around the Christmas tree.
Less sugar, less salt. Life is about moderation. Find that middle ground.
Let's all be happy.
Are we getting ready for the morning edition, Grenada? A production of our News and Current Affairs Department. For those of you that's on television, you get a rebroadcast of some of the top stories from last evening's newscast. Now, the morning edition is next, right here on Classic. A Classic 105.5 and 105.9 on the FM band.
It's Christmas.
President of the Senate, Chester Humphrey, expressed his disappointment with the judicial system in Grenada, referencing the judgment delivered out to Treverson Roberts for his crime against a 5-year-old boy. Mr. Humphrey said the judicial system has been a failure in that instance. Rena Perry-Thomas brings you that story.
The Senate ended with a sound of anger, disgust, and disappointment Wednesday night as President of the Senate, Chester Humphrey, challenged the senators to take action against the magistrate that ruled in the Treverson Roberts case. He said that such a poor ruling should not have been passed, especially when the accused pleaded guilty to the crime.
You don't have to wait on the government, you know. You could bring a private member's bill. There has been no sanction against that judicial officer for failing so blatantly to administer justice as is necessary. And you see, when these kind of things happen, it promotes the law of the jungle because it leads citizens to believe, I am not waiting on the court for justice. I'll take justice in my own hands. When judicial officers behave that way.
Roberts pleaded guilty today in the Eastern District of New York to sexually assaulting a 5-year-old child in Grenada. According to court documents, during a trip to Grenada in October 2019, Treverson Roberts, 27, of Brooklyn, a double United States and Grenadian citizen, forced a 5-year-old boy to perform oral sex on him while the boy was temporarily left in Roberts' care. Roberts previously pleaded guilty to Grenadian charges related to the abuse, but did not receive a sentence of imprisonment. Rather, the Grenadian court fined him 1,500 EC dollars and required him to pay 600 EC dollars compensation to the victim. In his closing remarks, the president classed the judgment as degrading and shameful to the Grenadian population, giving no hope to children and women who are abused.
The quality of justice was so abhorrent and poor that the judicial officer expressed no care. The judicial officer failed the entire community of Grenada, failed all the children in our society, failed the judicial services, when that judicial officer refused to impose a custodial sentence.
The rise in sexual offences on children and women in Grenada has become a thorn in the flesh, says Humphrey, also venting his dissatisfaction with the reaction of the churches and people in society.
I was in Paraguay, and I was on the telephone back and forth, trying to mobilize people to come out and demonstrate your disgust. And we moved to have 2 demonstrations. First demonstration in St. George's was so poor, we couldn't mount 6 people. No women's organization, no political organization, no church organization, no trade union organization rallied to express their disgust, first of all, about the crime committed against an infant and the failure of the judicial system.
The president is calling for harsher sentencing for sexual offenders and better judgment by the local judicial system. Roberts faces a maximum sentence of 30 years in prison. A federal district court judge will determine any sentence after considering the U.S. sentencing guidelines and other statutory factors. This case was brought as part of Project Safe Childhood, a nationwide initiative to combat the epidemic of child sexual exploitation and abuse, launched in May 2006 by the Department of Justice. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
In other news, the labor movement, according to its representative in the Senate, Andre Lewis, has been left stunned by the numbers in the budget document as it relates to personal income tax collection as compared to corporate. Due to the disparities in the figures, Senator Lewis says they are calling on government for tax reform. Gerald Joseph has the details.
Labour calls for tax reform. We want equity. Most of these companies are given tax breaks and concessions. I mean, we pay more, you're collecting more on personal income tax than corporate tax.
Labour Senator Andre Lewis notes that in a review of the breakdown of the revenue collected by the Inland Revenue Division for 2021, personal income tax collection far surpasses that of corporate tax.
That is 62.6 million, right, than corporate tax at 43.6 million. Something just can't be adding up here.
The Labour movement, Senator Lewis says, is therefore proposing a 1% reduction in income tax to allow more money to be in circulation.
If we agree, and we have all agreed, that the pumping of monies into the economy, because that's what the government is doing for this December, which we welcome. We ask that if you do a reform and have a 1% reduction, it will give a more permanency of monies to be spent in the economy.
The senator impresses that the collection of personal income tax also holds a strong correlation to unemployment levels.
Personal income tax in 2020 was $65.9 million. In 2021, it is $62.6 million so far. In 2021, the government have collected about $3.3 million less than in 2020 in relation to personal income tax. Let's look at value-added tax, which is also linked to income, because when people have income, they spend. Value-added tax in 2020, $103.5 million was collected. In 2021, $100.5 million. So in 2021, the government collected about $3 million less in value-added tax. The picture here is that government loses monies because people lost their jobs.
The Labour Senator says the job losses and pay cuts experienced in 2021 have impacted significantly revenue collection in terms of personal income tax. I am Gerald Joseph for GBN News.
Minister of Infrastructure Senator Norland Cox has come in defense of the allocation towards infrastructure in the budget for 2022. Here's Gerald Joseph once again with that story.
Capital projects dominate government spending going into 2022, following a 22.8% growth in the construction sector witnessed in 2021. $333.8 million are allocated on the capital side. Senator Nolan Cox says investment in infrastructure is pivotal to the recovery of Grenada's economy while positively impacting other sectors. Addressing concerns of the lack of investment in productive sectors, the infrastructure minister says construction have proved crucial to every aspect of the economy.
Hence the reason why when you have crisis, why is it that this sector is always called upon? Because that is the sector that helps the economy rebound quicker than any other sector.
Noting his 15 years of experience as a livestock extension officer, Senator Cox says greater benefits lie with construction rather than agriculture.
Mr. President, the risk associated with agriculture is 10 times higher than the risk associated with somebody investing in it, probably in any other sector.
NDC's Deacon Mitchell is one of many who question the lack of more for agriculture and health.
Citizens of Grenada, we cannot eat the road. We cannot eat the concrete drains. We cannot eat the buildings.
Meanwhile, Labour Senator Andrew Lewis says given the importance of health, education and agriculture in building resilience to external shocks, the Labour movement is also concerned with the vast disparity towards infrastructure.
We have all agreed that the high cost of living that we are experiencing today is significantly impacted by imported inflation. And imported inflation, we can't fault the government for its direct impact. What we can do is to fault from the context of not having the local policies, the policies to address the local strengthening of the activities that will help cushion those issues.
Senator Lewis says greater investment in health is needed, which directly correlates to regularizing nurses, mental health issues, among others.
These are all health related. These are all health related, and therefore we would like to see us putting our money where our mouth is.
I am Gerald Joseph for GBN News.
23,000 doses of Pfizer COVID-19 vaccines arrived in Grenada on Wednesday. This is the first of 3 shipments from the U.S. government aimed at aiding in the fight against COVID-19. 2 more shipments are expected by the end of this week, as we hear in this Chrislina John report.
The first shipment of 29,250 doses of the Pfizer vaccine back in August served as Grenada's first alternative to the AstraZeneca vaccine, which was the only option at the time. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sean Charles said this boost brings Grenada closer to the numbers needed to achieve herd immunity.
This will allow Grenada to be in a very favorable position as we continue our response against the COVID-19 and as we look to the future with the emergence of other worrying variants. This is a significant boost to the health security of Grenada, and it goes a long way towards ensuring that everyone is protected.
The Deputy Chief of Mission at the U.S. Embassy in Barbados is David Smear.
And adds to the previous deliveries that we have given to Grenada to total around 100,000 life-saving Pfizer vaccines for the people and the government of Grenada. This is a true symbol of our friendship, a concrete symbol of our partnership, because we're all in this together. Too many Grenadans have died here in the United States and all around the world, and no one is safe until everyone is safe. So it is the determination of the Biden administration to share our vaccines with the people of Grenada and people all around the world through the COVAX donation mechanism and bilaterally.
Agriculture Minister Peter David received received this first shipment on behalf of the Health Minister. Minister David says the donation of 100,000 vaccines to the people of Grenada is not simply a gesture, but rather a clear way of the U.S. helping Grenada with its economic development.
I want to thank you because this is a clear indication the seriousness with which you take COVID, but it's also a clear indication of the relationship that we have with the United States. I want you, on behalf of the government of Grenada, on behalf of the Minister of Health, on behalf of the Prime Minister, I want to express our deepest gratitude to you and to extend this to Ambassador Tagliatella in Barbados, to the President Biden in Washington, our deep gratitude for this. COVID-19 has had a devastating effect on all of us, not only in terms of people who died, but certainly on the economy, on livelihoods. And the solution, I think it's universally accepted that the easiest and most available solution is vaccinations.
Christina John, GBN News.
The private sector seemingly has no issues with the increases in central government debt or the 2022 budget being presented at a deficit. This comes as its representative, Senator Christopher Diali, alluded to such sentiments during his contribution to the budget on Wednesday. Gerard Joseph has the details.
A second consecutive budget deficit comes as no surprise to private sector Senator Christopher Diali, who notes that it is not restricted to Grenada, as he cited Trinidad and Tobago as a prime example. Senator Diali says this points to the challenges countries and economies are facing as a result of the pandemic, while reducing the risk associated. The senator says despite the increase in the debt load and concerns as to where the funds are sourced, it must be rationalized against the debt to GDP ratio.
And the answer is simple. Our GDP have fallen, which is the denominator, so the ratio will go up. But our debt have also increased. Why? Because we have to continue to support the economic aspects that we must do. Pay salaries on time, pay social benefits on time, provide stimulus packages to help people who have been seriously impacted by the COVID crisis.
The private sector senator says borrowing must be done.
We must get help. We have to. And that is nothing rocket science. Where else would it come from? It must come from somewhere, Mr. President. So I am not really disturbed by we have increased debt, because I think it has to happen in order to facilitate what we're doing.
Senator Diali is hopeful that the 3-year projections of lowering the debt to GDP ratio to 55% are realized.
So, Mr. President, I am not overly concerned, because if we didn't take the debt, we probably would have a greater social uprising for people in the hotel sector who were out of jobs from all aspects, whether it's the plant and workers in the plant, whether it's the taxi drivers, the vendors, the entertainment industry, the restaurants. It was a whole-scale shutdown of that sector with thousands of people that needed some level of intervention and support.
He commends government on putting forward 3 stimulus packages while borrowing in some cases to fund the relief.
The cost of the borrowing to me is less than the social outfall that we'd have had if we didn't do it.
According to the 2020 annual debt report, the total disbursed outstanding debt at the end of 2020 was EC 1.988 billion or 7.6% of GDP. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
A campaign has been launched aimed at addressing the consumption of processed foods and how it contributes to childhood obesity and the development of non-communicable diseases. This undertaking is facilitated by the National Chronic Non-Communicable Disease Commission.
Statistics show that over the past 5 or so years, there has been a drastic upsurge in early childhood obesity. A lack of education on the part of parents has been blamed.
The message that we want to get out, the National Chronic Non-Communicable Disease Commission, is that we need to look out for our children. They are our future. They are the ones that will be there for us, parents, as we grow older. We need to be able to make mindful decisions in terms of the food choices that we make for our children and for ourselves.
Lydia Brown is the Executive Secretary at the Grenada Food and Nutrition Council. What they are promoting is healthy eating habits.
If we eat good, natural, unprocessed, minimally processed food most often, we are assisting ourselves and our children in preventing the onset of overweight, obesity, diabetes, heart disease, hypertension, diseases that are crippling us here in Grenada, major causes of death, on the top list of discharges from the hospital.
In recent months, a Healthy School Zone project was introduced in an attempt to get schools to sell healthier snacks to students. Brown says they have not quite achieved their objective.
The way I would like it to. I think it was a good step in terms of banning certain items from the school compounds, but we still have the concern that there are persons selling the same items in very close proximity to the schools. It's very much, I think it's easier for persons to just buy a few packet snacks and have it in the house so that they can give it to the children so they don't have to prepare. But so much is being missed when we're able to engage our children in preparing their own snacks.
Brown says another attempt made by the Commission to curb non-communicable diseases was that of the frontal package labeling. This did not materialize, and according to her, more discussions need to be had. She said to introduce this approach, it should be done, in her view, in a phased manner. Sheena Warner-Edwards, Communications Officer for Healthy Caribbean Coalition, which is the overarching body that provides the link between 5 civil society organizations across the region, inclusive of Grenada Cancer and Non-Communicable Commission. Based on statistics, Edwards says they have seen an increase in childhood obesity. Policies need to be addressed, she says.
We do understand the realm and how the commercial determinants of health kind of fit into the whole, picture. And we see, policy, in many cases, we need policy in our countries to, help support or assist. So some policy recommendations, especially within the school environment, will be the removal of sugar-sweetened beverages from within the school environment, and those same ultra-processed foods, and have more wholesome foods provided through whether it's the school meal service and water coolers.
Close monitoring will be conducted to ensure the message gets out. Christina John, GBN News.
And now let's turn our attention to what has been creating a buzz on social media. Rena Perry-Thomas has been looking around the various platforms.
We present the news. You analyze the various topics and distill the issues as they unfold. Your distillation points matter as we're about to highlight them in our Social Buzz Report.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell believes Grenada's future in oil and gas is doubtful. However, private sector Senator Christopher Diali is now recommending that government follow through on the issue of natural gas. GBN brought this story, and you, our online audience, took to the comment section to air your views. Alpha Fari wrote, just admit that we were told a big fat lie because the government had nothing to campaign on. I don't know what Grenadians are believing. Roger Mitchell comments, but that wasn't what you were saying before. According to your words, we found oil and this is a lot of money. Did it dry up? So what are you going to fool the people with this time? Karen Jolly said, just take a look at our neighbor Guyana and it's definitely tell us a different story. They're profiting over $3 trillion in oil and gas. And the best part is that they are the newest member of the OPEC. And Jackson wrote, speak to people the condition and how the system works before they start talking crazy talk. And finally, Brian Joseph commented, I'm confused. Someone please help me to unconfuse me. I cannot find a word. That's a wrap for tonight's Buzz. Continue to share your thoughts and concerns with us on our social media platform.
The Grenada Credit Union League, under its Grenada Credit Unions brand, is partnering with the Rotary Club of Grenada for the next few years to maintain and enhance Quarantine Point. Here's Rena Perry-Thomas with the details.
For the next 5 years, the Grenada Credit Unions, through its league, will be collaborating with the Rotary Club of Grenada to preserve the history and surroundings of the recreational park. To signify the event, a sign was erected at the park on Thursday by both organizations, as the alliance is predicted to be fruitful. President of the Rotary Club of Grenada, Alfonso Daniel, in his remarks, explains how difficult it has been for the club to continue to conserve the park, welcoming the support of the credit unions in this time of need.
The club have a lease for 33.5 years on this grounds here. It's 4.5 plus another 3.5 which we want to add, and as we say, of this historic ground. Let me say that we had some challenges to keep it going in this hard times. I must say the Grenada Credit Union League stepped up to the plate to maintain it, because we have a contract to the tune of $3,000 per month. Looking forward to another 5 years after the first 5 years. So on behalf of the Rotary Club of Grenada, and indeed the Rotary Clubs in Grenada, I want to say welcome and thank you.
President of the Grenada Credit Union League, Andy Cadet, says the initiative is just another way of playing their part in community development and showing their love for people.
The Quarantine Park is part of the annals of our history, Grenada's history. History strong, rich, and today we are not rewriting history, but adding to that history by doing what we are doing here, working in partnership, in collaboration with the Rotary Club of Grenada. The Rotary Club of Grenada and the Credit Union Movement, we are one thing in common. What we do, what we see, people. So it's people helping people, and by us working together here is a true testimony of our responsibility to not just the credit union members, but all of Grenada.
The club hosts the annual Christmas at the Point event, where family and friends can come out and enjoy the lights and events during the festive season. This year, the event is carded for December 4th to January 15th, 2022. For GBN News, I am Rena Perry-Thomas reporting.
And now let's take a peek through the GBN eyesore lens.
A good eye captures all. GBN Eyesore is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clear Vision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Clear Vision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
Tonight's submission has sentimental value to our citizen journalist. Our eyesore reporter relayed, quote, "Growing up, I've known burial grounds or cemeteries to be sacred places, but nowadays people are just lawless and disrespectful. First it was a cow, and now goats. What next? It would be nice if the Chief Environmental Health Office along with the Ministry of Health get rid of this practice once and for all," unquote. We thank our citizen journalist for this submission. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
You're already ill and have no time or energy to walk every which way to access your healthcare needs. So come to Spice Isle Imaging on the Carenage for a one-spot stop for all your health service needs. See our in-house doctor and get your meds from the pharmacy right on location. Digital X-ray, MRI, CT scans, mammography, ultrasound and laboratory services are also available. So for that moment when life makes demands on you, you can make demands on us. Visit us at Spice Isle Imaging, Carenage, St. George's.
It's Introducing YouTube and TikTok to the Digicel Prime Bundle. Now get 1 GB daily to enjoy more YouTube. Plus 1 GB daily to like more TikTok videos. It's simply more entertainment bundled together. Get a 7-day bundle for $35 in my Digicel. More apps, more data, more fun. Digicel, better together.
Once upon a time, we shopped at Wonderland, then Neverland. But we're all grown up now and no longer believe in fairy tales. So now we just shop at Shoes R Us. At Shoes R Us, we stock the latest in shoes, tops, and jeans for the fashion-conscious lady. We also carry colognes and much, much more. And for the modern trendy male, we have the latest brand-name shoes and sneakers, Converse, Reebok, Nike, K-Swiss, Puma, and much more. So check us out at our 2 convenient locations, Melville Street in St. George and Ben Jones Street in Granville. At Shoes R Us, we say, come shop with us.
Let's get tough on breeder larceny. It will destroy our economy. Larceny threatens our food security. Can hurt us locally, hurt us globally. To all the buyers, ask for license from all produce sellers. To all the people, 300 for police for them thieving fellas. To all the farmers, don't steal produce from your brother. Then you sell it to traffickers, hotels and street vendors. Nah, man. Let's do all we can to stop breeder larceny. New vigilance, new laws, and a tough judiciary. Stop Grenada's organized business crime. It's time.
To report breeder larceny, call 300.
Introducing Color by Sissons. 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 Color by Sissons.
You have been waiting on it all year. Now it's your chance to make this Christmas better than ever. Get the extra cash you need with a Make This Christmas Better loan from the GUT Credit Union. Get up to $50,000 to celebrate your Christmas and make your holiday dreams come true. Home improvements, new furniture, a vehicle, debt consolidation, or even a vacation. We can help you get there. Yes, you can. Make this Christmas better with the GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements? Or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 for 18-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Fallage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Get Rubigas. Get cooking. Rubigas, clean, safe, and reliable LPG is the perfect solution for your commercial and everyday needs. For cooking at home or barbecuing, choose Rubigas LPG cylinders. Available in a variety of sizes from 20 to 100 pound cylinders. Rubigas LPG, clean, safe, reliable. Are you cooking with Rubigas?
Get Rubis, get going.
Get vaxxed, hey, hey, vaccinated. Get vaxxed, hey, hey, get vaccinated. Vaccinated. So wear your mask, wash your hands, and practice social distance. This is
is a message from the Grenada Red Cross and the Ministry of Health.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
Ultratech gasoline and diesel, available only at Rubis stations.
There are those who say they care, and then there is Jedi's Pharmacy, conveniently located at the front entrance of the Brew Street Mall, right next to a Rise Up Credit Union. We offer premium quality products and services, and when you need us, we are there, offering you around-the-clock service, Mondays to Fridays, 7:30 to 7 p.m., Saturdays, 9 until 7 p.m., and Sundays, 10 until 2. At Jedi's Pharmacy, we show care with a beautiful smile. Call us today at 440-5342. The number again, 440-5342. Happy holidays from the management and staff of Jedi's Pharmacy.
You're already ill and have no time or energy to walk every which way to access your healthcare needs. So come to Spice Isle Imaging on the Carenage for a one-spot stop for all your health service needs. See our in-house doctor and get your meds from the pharmacy right on location. Digital X-ray, MRI, CT scans, mammography, ultrasound and laboratory services are also available. So for that moment when life makes demands on you, you can make demands on us. Visit us at Spice Isle Imaging, Carenage, St. George's.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements? Or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 418-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Foliage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
thank you and welcome back. By the way of information, I would just again that the former RBT customers, your smart cards, well, they are ready for collection and they've been distributed between the hours of 8:30 and 2 p.m. So go ahead, pick up your smart card, and the company apologize for the inconvenience and they thank you for your patience during the transition. Again, reminding you that Sagicor extends best wishes to all our valid customers for the holiday season and advises that the offices of Sagicor Life Eastern Caribbean will be open for business from 8 a.m. until 12 p.m. on the 24th, that's Christmas Eve, and the 31st, All Year's Eve. Sagicor takes this opportunity to remind their valid customers that their online options and their mobile apps remain available through the season. And they say, well, may the warmth, the light and peace of this holiday season be yours. Merry Christmas from Sagicor. And by the way, information as well, Team Rubis, they're coming your way this afternoon from the Grand Mall service station. Spin the wheel and win. Every $50 the more you spend, you get a chance to win some really wonderful gifts from Team Rubis. At this time, we're getting ready to link up with the Deputy Chief of Missions at the U.S. Embassy in Barbados, Mr. David Snare. He's on island and he visited. Well, I need to confirm if he's still here. He'll just double check that for me. But I know he met with the Prime Minister a couple of days ago and had a really wonderful discussion. Among the elements of his visit was that the opportunity to introduce himself, and there was also some vaccination delivery as part of that visit. Mr. Snare, good morning to you. How are you, sir?
Good morning. I'm fine, thank you. And how are you?
I am excellent. Allow me to extend advanced Christmas greetings to you and to your family.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, let's kick things off. You had a wonderful, I must say, visit to the island, and you met with the Prime Minister. Can you give us some highlights of some of the matters that was discussed?
Certainly. Well, first, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to speak to you and to the Grenadian people. I'm very happy to be here. It's my first visit here to Grenada since I arrived in Bridgetown in the very beginning of August. So I've been here for 4 months now, and I've been eager to get to Grenada, and fortunately I was able to do so. If I could just say so very quickly, I heard your birthday announcements just a second ago, and I would like to give my own birthday shout out to my daughter, Katie, who I'm here I live in Bridgetown with my family, my wife, and my 3 children. Edward is 7, Andrew is 5, and Katie today turns 4 years old. So I will add to your list of birthday greetings by issuing here on the air my own to my 4-year-old daughter, Katie. But if just to answer your question, yes, the original purpose for my visit was to welcome the arrival of a new tranche of Pfizer vaccines made available by the United States government for the people of Grenada. 23,000 Pfizer vaccines arrived yesterday. It's just the first of many tranches that are coming in. They will total in the end around 100,000 Pfizer vaccines donated free of charge from the United States to the people of Grenada. And it's no charge, no strings attached. It's just because it's the right thing to do. And COVID is something that affects all of us. It's really proven to the world that we are interconnected and we are interdependent. And it's a strong reminder of that. And the United States wants to help because it's in the interest of the Grenadian people and the United States people, frankly, because no one is safe until everyone's safe. And so we were happy to be able to deliver those vaccines on Wednesday was the arrival.
Right.
You asked about the Prime Minister?
Yes, I know you had meetings. You had a meeting with him.
That's correct. Yes, we met with him yesterday. Carl Duckworth, who's our principal officer here at Grenada, doing a wonderful job. He and I met yesterday with the Prime Minister. It was very gracious of the Prime Minister to receive us after his return from his overseas trip, and we were thankful for that. It was mainly an introduction call, since I'm relatively new here. We spoke about bilateral relations, which of course are very strong, always have been historically very strong with Grenada, as everybody is aware. So we appreciated the opportunity to speak with him, and today I'll speak with the Foreign Minister and with others. And again, appreciate this opportunity to speak to you today.
Well, certainly we do. We are happy that you're here, and certainly, as you've intimated earlier, the fight against COVID, it is a global fight. It is a global fight. There's no I in this one. It's a global pandemic, and we have been doing it collectively for the last 2 years or so. Your thoughts, though, as we look forward to the new year, with a new variant, and while we trying to reopen, yet we still have to consider what our options are?
No, you're absolutely right. It's all it's judgment call and considerations as things evolve. Governments and people need to adjust. We are adjusting by encouraging everyone very strongly. The scientists, the medical doctors, the people that have studied this for years have instructed us, have advised us that really the only way out of this pandemic, which has killed millions of people worldwide so far, is through mass vaccination. As you know, humans have been using vaccinations successfully throughout human history to defeat the diseases like polio and smallpox and others, and this is another one which we will defeat. That said, with the variants, as you noted, the variants are complicating things, and as soon as we think we kind of are over the hump, then something else comes along. So along with the vaccinations, what we'll really have to do is adjust our way of living and really adhere to the protocols that the government and the medical, the scientific community have asked us to do. And in doing that, and in doing it together, all of us together, and helping one another, we'll be able to work our way out of this pandemic.
Your visit here, Mr. Snare, it only highlights what has been an ongoing relationship, bilateral relationship between the U.S. and Grenada. And your visit comes on the heels of a couple of days, it was this week or last week, you had the team from the U.S. Embassy that was here that was training local police officers and other stakeholders on the issue of fraud detection and so on.
From CBP, from the Customs and Border Protection, and from ICE, we're here doing training. That's just very typical of one of the many things that we do together. Our bilateral relationship extends from like the police training that you just mentioned to education exchanges to bilateral trade and many, many others. Our relationship is historical. It's not just a thing to bring up, that it's people to people. In the United States, there are people from the United States who live and travel here, and it's been that way, and it will continue that way, and the relationships are.
Talking about that relationship, as part of that relationship, education and bilateral opportunities. As we continue, as part of this year, you had an online forum where there was scouting. Grenadians were given up opportunities to consider education in colleges and so in the U.S. All part of that commitment by the U.S., isn't it?
Absolutely, and in fact, we strongly encourage Canadians to study and to do work in the United States. And as you know, many thousands, I would say, I don't have the number off the top of my head, but many Americans are educated here in Grenada at St. George's University, for example, which is a very, very significant link between our countries in the area of education and of people-to-people exchanges. It comes with its strong history. And that is, again, as you said, is an example of the educational exchanges. Education in the United States is really top-notch. There are plenty of opportunities for scholarships for people from Grenada and from around the world. And we do have an Education USA advisor who is located here at TAMCC. And we're very happy to have that advisor here who can help students from Grenada look through the possibilities of studying in the United States to see what types of studies they'd like to focus on, and importantly, to look for scholarship opportunities to attend universities in the United States, of which there are many. So we always encourage people to look for the Education USA advisor, and the embassy can help locate that person and provide contact information. And the educational exchanges, I think, are really one of the high points of what is just a very large people-to-people relationship.
Indeed. As you look forward to the new year, anything in the pipeline, or anything specific that we can look forward to as part of the strengthening of the relationship between the U.S. and Grenada?
Well, one thing, as you know, the U.S., like any country, has different political administrations that come in and go. And the relatively new administration in the United States of President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris is putting a great deal of emphasis on our presence in the Caribbean, on expanding the relationships here in the Caribbean through exchanges, educational exchanges, scientific exchanges, and importantly, climate change. And as you know, that is a big focus in the United States now of President Joe Biden. It's an existential issue for Grenada and many of the small island developing states in this region. And so we are very focused in the coming year and years in assisting Grenada with the amelioration of the impact of climate change on the country and around the world. So that's just one of many, many areas in which we'll be working.
I'm happy that you've highlighted the subject of climate change, because there's still, while it is seemingly glaring to many of us, there's still the naysayers that seem to think that climate change is a figment of our imagination. But I'm certain that you haven't had the experience of being in the Caribbean, and you yourself, you were able to realize it firsthand, the impact, and not just in Grenada though, even in the United States, where only recently you had the tornadoes that literally has ravaged Kentucky. We've had Katrina over the years. So as you said, it is a common fight.
Oh, you're absolutely right. And Hurricane Katrina is one that I always point to. Louisiana, New Orleans, that city, if climate change is not stopped urgently, and if we don't all, as a world, as a global community, put our efforts toward this, cities like New Orleans in the United States, like Washington, D.C., like New York, other coastal cities, will suffer, and it will be very costly in financial terms, in human terms, and the same is true for Grenada and many, many other places around the world. So, like COVID, this is a situation that affects all of us, and in which we together, because no one country, no one leader or government can solve climate change by themselves. It's something that is a worldwide effort. Same with COVID, to do our part. Governments need to do their part, and individuals need to do our part. And individuals need to do our part for climate change by recycling, by reducing our emissions of carbon dioxide and other harmful gases into the atmosphere. Just like with COVID, we all need to do our part in making a strong effort to get everyone vaccinated and in observing the protocols that the professionals, the scientists, the medical doctors have advised that we do.
As with COVID, we agree that there are the naysayers when it comes to climate change. If you get the opportunity to meet with any one of them face to face, and what would you like to say to them?
Sure. Thanks for the question. And I do meet with them face to face, as I'm sure you do and everyone. What I would say to them is, I'm not a scientist. I'm not an environmental scientist. I'm not an astronaut for NASA. But I do know enough to, one, observe the climate events that are happening around us. You mentioned the tornadoes, the strengthening hurricanes. I mean, it's obvious to see. You can see the glaciers. I lived in Peru as part of my diplomatic assignments, and the glaciers in Peru are melting at a rate that is unseen. So you can see it with your own eyes. But more importantly, perhaps, is to trust science. And we believe in science, and we use science, whether it's medical science for COVID or whether it's environmental science for climate change. If, for example, if a doctor told you one day, if you went in for a checkup and the doctor said, it looks like you have a cancer that's growing, and you don't have any evidence of that, you don't feel it, you can't see it, but you ask one doctor, two doctors, 10 doctors, they all say the same thing, even though you personally can't see it, you're going to, I hope, listen to those doctors and to follow their advice and to do whatever treatments that you need to do. It's similar with COVID, it's similar with climate change. We need to trust the experts and we need to trust the science. And that is the way that we advance forward as a society. That's what I would say.
Trust in the experts, trust in the science. I think each and every one of us, we talk about the U.S., we went back in history, and even now we have the typhoon in the Asian subcontinent that is ravaging it, and they come stronger and stronger each year. We in the Caribbean, we've had a very fair share. Thank God in Grenada, we've not had anything major since Ivan years ago, but we've had other regions, other territories, Thomas, of the islands, and certainly it is an ever-constant cry and a challenge for us, given that the way it affects our way of life as Caribbean people. Looking ahead though, COVID, the challenges of life, economic challenges, you would say that there is hope as we look ahead for the year 2022?
There's no question about it. There's a lot of hope, a lot of optimism. What's called COP26, the Conference of the Parties, was the big environmental climate change conference that just took place in Glasgow, and that brought a lot of hope. There were some real serious discussions for the first time, really, with all of the major countries involved about climate change. So there's hope for that. There's hope for COVID. Medical science has advanced dramatically. As long as we can apply these protocols and the science, we will be able to do it. And it's, the quicker that we can get people vaccinated and beyond this, then the quicker the tourists will come back and the quicker the employment will come back. And I think it is coming back and growth is returning, and we're able to line together and to work together in ways that we couldn't even just a few months ago. So I'm hopeful, but we all need to stick together and be vigilant, but there's great hope. And, when I travel around here, I don't want to speak ill of my resident country, Barbados, but this place is so beautiful. I'm struck just flying in and looking around the green mountains and the beautiful beaches and the waterfalls. I saw Annandale Waterfall yesterday. I went to the Grenada National Park, and such a beautiful place. We need to take care of this earth. We need to take care of its people and of its land and its beauty. And we're responsible for that. And I think that's the hopeful message for all of us going forward.
Well, the truth is Grenada was expected to be named Paradise, but we didn't get around quick enough to patent it. So Paradise has been bandied about, so we just have to settle for, let's just select it as Grenada, aka Paradise. And I'm happy that you were part of the experience. I guess you went to Grenada, you got a chance to go to the Grandlands Beach, get some oil down. What was the experience like otherwise though?
To be honest, I have not yet had oil down. I'm told I need to. I had some beautiful food yesterday, some fish roti and some others. Nice. But oil down, they tell me, is the one that I need to have as soon as I come back, and I do hope to come back very, very soon. I know the Ambassador Tagliatella in Barbados is very eager to come back. She enjoys Grenada so much, and she enjoys her conversations with Prime Minister Mitchell so much. And I intend to come back with her early in the new year, and that's when I'll have my oil down.
Well, you better come with the kids as well, because remember when persons go to the U.S., it's like having a Big Mac. Yeah. It's like having a Big Mac or probably going to Walt Disney. When you come to Grenada, you go to Grand Tang, you go to Grandlands Beach, and if you do not complement that with the oil-down experience, then you've missed out on a whole lot.
I hear you, and many people have told me, and I believe it, and I will make sure that happens the next time I'm here.
Well, next time we're here, do make sure that the team links us up so at least we can continue this conversation. As you go, wishing you all the best, and of course, on behalf of Grenada, of course, you haven't spoken with the Prime Minister. He would have extended those sentiments where we say thank you to the U.S. government for everything that you've done for Grenada, and not just Grenada, but the region and everyone else.
Wonderful. No, thank you. And Grenada is a very valued partner to us, and will continue to be. So thank you for the opportunity to be here and to speak to you and your audience today, and I look forward to doing so again.
And we are willing to give you permanent resident Grenadian national status. You could probably go back and speak with the Prime Minister and see what... Thanks a lot. All the best.
Thank you so much.
Take care, Mr. Snare. You take care.
Okay.
And again, happy holidays to you in advance.
Thank you.
Keeping our eyes on the clock, folks. It is just about 17 minutes on to the hour in the morning time. I was speaking there with the Deputy Chief of Missions at the U.S. Embassy in Barbados, Mr. Dave Sneer, and we say indeed he's here on his as part of his missions, doing what he does. We take a quick commercial break, though. When we come back, we continue here with the program right here on Classic in the Morning.
This is Island Life. Let us inspire you as we showcase our love for design, food, and fashion.
Thank you. Welcome back to the program. It is 18 minutes onto the hour in the morning time. We certainly want to say good morning and shout out to those of you that's joining us via our social media platforms. We say thanks for being part of the broadcast. By the way of information, again, you are reminding you that Sagicor extends the best wishes to the valued customers for the holiday season and advises that the offices of Sagicor Life Eastern Caribbean will be open for business from 8 a.m. until 12 p.m. on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, right? That's the 24th and the 31st. Sagicor takes the opportunity to remind their customers that their online options and mobile apps remain available throughout the season. May the warmth, light, and peace of this holiday season be yours. Merry Christmas from Sagicor. And you also inform that former RCB, IBTT customers, your ACB smart cards are available for collection. You can distribute. They are being distributed from the Grand Dance location between the hours of 8:30 and 2 p.m. So pick up your smart card today, and the company indeed apologize for the inconvenience that's caused. Just before we run off with you, I just need to pull up and tell you, yes, the cruise schedule. What's happening today? Who is in today? Wow! This thing is really trying to test my eyes to see how, well, not how good my eyes are, probably how bad they are. I can't look at that. Okay, let me see. Okay, I got this. Okay, I got this. Let me get the date right for you. So we're in December, today being the 17th. Yes, so we have, there is 2 ships expected to make calls to Port St. George today. The boat should be in already as a Sea Dream 1. And yes, so 2 ships making port entries to Port St. George today. One is expected one should have been in at 7 and the other at 8 just about now. And certainly as a result of that, you are reminded that the Esplanade side of the mall would be unavailable to unvaccinated persons. Unvaccinated. However, though, the Blue Street Mall, and it's interesting that the Blue Street Mall is actually the biggest side of the complex. There's so much that happens on the Blue Street side of the mall, and not much people seems to think about that. There's a million different things. Take the elevator, take the escalator, go up, check out York Sneakers. There's doctors' offices there. So much is happening there. You can access it, and at either at different points, though. At different points, so you can either access from the Ariza car park from the back, or you can access it from the front. Either way, the bathroom facilities, yes, you can access it through the Blue Street Mall as well. So keep that in mind. All of the other, most of the other facilities, subway, it is accessible to you as well, because there's an access point on the outside. So too, the other food facilities that's there. Yes, so keep that in mind. I just wanted to give you some information regarding before we go, a candlelight vigil that is organized. I just need to Here it is. So it's a candlelight vigil. So it's put together. It's a silent witness and candlelight vigil that takes place this evening from 3 to 6 p.m. at the Esplanade courtyard, and it's organized by the Grenada Planned Parenthood Association, Legal Aid and Counseling Clinic, and there is Green Man, there's G Now, and Spotlight Initiative. You are encouraged, and all of this comes as part of efforts to address and draw concern and draw awareness to the challenge of violence, not just violence against women, but violence of all sorts. And certainly, as we continue to be advocates for us being better human beings, we may not always agree on everything else, but we need to learn to respect each other, be a little bit more tolerant, and that's one of the challenge. How do we learn to be tolerant? How do we learn to understand that violence is not the only way? There is a conversation of as how we are cultured. We grew up in a culture where, well, you know what, Caribbean children, you get a good licking. Well, the question is whether or not we've now adopted a culture of violence. The question is, we need to be more tolerant. We need, of course, anger management. We need to be able to find other ways to resolve our issues. We do not always have to consider violence or being rough or aggressive with each other. No, we can agree and agree to disagree, and certainly that's part of that conversation. If you get a chance, you go out there and be part of the exercise. Christmas Day, literally, folks, it is around the corner. 8 days away, folks. Literally. What are your plans for the holiday season? Well, reminding you, those that COVID-19, it remains an ever-present threat. Social distancing protocol. For me, I think that's the best way this round to just go for COVID. Everybody. Can I pass by you? Well, I would love for you to pass by me. However, we hope you understand. Limited numbers, though. So just two. You and I. Yeah, just two. Not you and somebody else. You and I. Yeah, and I will be observing all the protocols that you can imagine. I'll be standing in my veranda, and you will be out in the road, and I'll be speaking to you. And then I will send you something, and then I would close my door, and I won't see you again until the new year. But seriously, folks, let's do what we can. Play safe, go out, keep doing what you have to do, and continue. Yes. Team Rubens this afternoon will be up at Grand Mall. Spin the wheel and win. It is that simple. You spin the wheel and you win, and every $50 that you spend, you're in with an opportunity to win some really, really, really fantastic prizes. Until Jan Grenada, we got to leave you for now. At the top of the hour, we join the BBC for a bulletin of news. Just to advise you, yes, for programming wise, that at 9 o'clock, the regular To the Point would be replaced by the final, the last and the series of engagement by the Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Keith Mitchell. His media engagement, that engagement takes place at 9 o'clock. So certainly it would replace the Standing Beyond To the Point. That conversation comes up at 9 o'clock. So be aware of that. So folks, it means I'll be here with you up until 9 o'clock, up until 9. Otherwise, beyond that, tis the season continues at 8 o'clock, at 10 o'clock this morning. Continue to do what you have to do, folks. The holiday seasons, everything in moderation as you go ahead. Everything in moderation as you go ahead. Until then, folks, so long, everybody. JC loves you. I'm out of here. For those of you that's been with us on social media, yes, I didn't get a chance to big you up. The regular crew, you know who you are. Yulin Alexander and everybody else that is there, Kipling Charles and everybody else that is there. We say thank you so much for being part of this broadcast. Good morning, Lady Sylvina Charles. And we say happy Lady Williams, Mona Williams, everyone that's there. Patricia Hutchinson, we say good morning, happy holidays to you, happy Friday to you, wherever you are. Continue to play your part in being the best version of yourself, and we become better individuals and better citizens. Until then, JC loves you. Goodbye for now.